In this video, we'll look at our new M5 Road King installation kit. We'll show you what's included in the kit, discuss the additional components needed to complete the audio system, and show you the step-by-step installation. First, let's look at the installation kit. It includes a universal Bluetooth adapter, plug-and-play power and speaker harness, an M5 amplifier mounting bracket with cover, cutting templates for both types of saddlebags, all the hardware necessary for the installation, and an expansion port for front lower speakers. If you're installing the kit on 1998 to 2013 saddlebags, you'll need the TMS69BL9813 saddlebag audio kit and our M5 800X4 800-watt 4-channel IPX6 element-ready amplifier. Now, if you're installing this on a 2014 or newer Road King, like the one we have here, you'll need the TMS69BL14 saddlebag audio kit and our M5 800X4 element-ready amplifier. If you're planning on adding front lowers now or in the future, you'll also need TMS5 or TMS65 speakers, depending on the enclosure. Now that we covered that, let's jump into the installation. Today, we'll walk you through the installation of a complete system on a 2024 Harley-Davidson Road King. Now, the steps are going to be nearly identical between 9813 and 2014 kits, but we'll highlight any differences between the two. Now, we'll get started by disconnecting the battery negative. You never want to work on the motorcycle's electrical system with the battery connected. Start by removing the seat using a number 2 Phillips and a 10mm socket to disconnect the battery negative. All right, let's go ahead and detach both saddlebags and service covers from the motorcycle. With the saddlebags removed, we can start prepping the brake side for the installation of our main harness. There are 2 drilling templates available to ensure proper alignment of the amplifier harness connector. For 1998 to 2013 motorcycles, use the 9813 template. For 2014 and newer motorcycles, use the 14 Plus template and align the hole so it conforms to the inner side of the bag. Remove the adhesive strip from the rear and stick it in place. Then, using the supplied 1/8" drill bit, drill 3 pilot holes as indicated on the template. Once done, remove the template and use the included 45mm hole saw to cut out the center hole. The outer holes will be used to secure the harness later. Let's take a second to clean up the saddlebags. Use a piece of sandpaper or a deburr tool to clean up all the edges. All right, now we're ready to prep the clutch side saddlebag. To get started, measure approximately 4.5 inches down from the front of the bag's quick release and 3.5 inches from the side. On our motorcycle, it keeps the harness away from any moving parts. We'll need a 3/4 inch hole for installation of the grommet. Start with a 1/8" drill bit and then switch to a step-up bit to increase the hole to the appropriate size. Now we're ready to run our main wiring harness. Starting on the brake side, route the harness under the seat frame to the rear bag location. Make sure you have enough length to connect the harness to the bag without any excess slack. Then, secure the harness along the frame and the eyelets using the provided zip ties. On the clutch side, remove one or both of the half-inch bolts holding the fuse panel and route the harness toward the rear bag location. Be sure to avoid the belt assembly and zip tie along the frame and the first eyelet. Use caution to ensure extra slack will not get caught in the drive belt. Let's take a second to look at the two adapters included in your kit. These tap into the motorcycle brake light harness to turn on the amplifier. The rectangular harness is used for 98 to 2013 models, and the rounded harness is for 2014 and newer. The adapters are clearly marked on the label. Alright, let's go ahead and install the remote turn-on adapter. To get started, we'll locate the brake light connector on the top of the battery compartment. Disconnect the harness and insert the remote turn-on adapter in between until it snaps into place. Then we'll take the remaining wire and attach it to the blue connector on the main wiring harness. Once that's done, you can clean up your wiring and reattach your service panels. Okay, now we're ready to install our amplifier harness to the saddlebag. Position the connector with the harness facing the rear of the bag. Press and turn the plug into the cutout. Make sure that the mounting holes align with the 1/8 inch holes that we drilled earlier. Then, using the long screws included in the kit, secure the connector using a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. Be sure not to over-tighten these screws. Now we're ready to reinstall our saddlebags back on the motorcycle. Connect the main harness on the right brake side. On the left saddlebag, insert the speaker wire grommet until it's properly seated. Alright, we're ready to prepare our bag lids for speaker installation. This process is the same for 1998 to 2013 models as it is for a 2014 and newer model. We designed this template to assist you in making the perfect cut. Now to get started, we'll use masking tape to cover the top of the bag lid so we don't scratch the paint. Next, we'll position our template on top and make sure the front lip of the template is sitting firmly against the ridge. Mark the 2 pilot holes on top using a Sharpie or a center punch. Remove the template and use a 1/8 inch bit to pre-drill the holes. Then secure the template in place using a number 2 Phillips and the small screws provided in the kit. Once you're done, repeat the process on the other side. Now we're ready to cut our bag lids. To get started, use a T15 Torx to detach the top half of the fabric hinge as a precaution. Now here's a good tech tip. It's a good idea to place the garbage bag liner in the saddlebag to make cleanup easier. We'll use a 5/16 bit to drill our pilot holes. Next, use a jigsaw with a fine-tooth blade to start cutting. Now be careful to follow along the template while staying within the guides. Do not cut the adjoining segments of the template until all the guides are cut. Now that we have everything cut, let's take a second to clean up the saddlebags. Use a piece of sandpaper or a deburr tool to clean up all the edges. Alright, we're ready to install our speakers. First, open the bag lid and position the grill and mounting ring in place. Using a number 2 Phillips, secure the assembly using 4 of the smaller screws supplied in the kit. Now be careful not to over-tighten these. Next, align the speaker and basket protector assembly with the speaker terminals facing toward the rear of the bike. Then we'll secure it to the mounting ring from the inside, using our 4 long screws with the built-in washer. Once that's done, repeat the process on the other side. Alright, now that we're done with that, let's wire our speakers. Starting on the right brake side, we'll use the pigtail attached to the harness and connect the red wire to the positive terminal that's marked with a red dot, and the black wire to the negative terminal. Then we'll use a T15 Torx to reattach our fabric hinge. On the left clutch side, we'll use the pigtail included in the amp mounting kit to connect the speaker. Attach this cable to the harness we installed earlier and snap it into place. Then proceed to connect your positive and negative terminals to the speaker and reattach the fabric hinge just like you did on the previous side. Alright, now we're ready to prep our amplifier for installation. To get started, we'll remove both harnesses attached to the amplifier using the provided 2.5mm hex wrench. These harnesses will not be used with our installation kit, but be sure to save the 4 screws for later. Now we're ready to tune our amplifier. Use the provided 2.5mm hex wrench to remove the smoke protective cover. Adjust the setting on the amplifier using the tuning guide that's available in the description of this video and through this kit's product details page at rockfordfosgate.com. Once you're done with that, you can reinstall the protective cover. Now that we have the amp tuned, we can mount it to our bracket. Remove the cover plate and slide the amplifier into the retainer clips at the bottom. Then use a number 2 Phillips to secure the top using the 2 provided screws and washers. Now we're ready to install our amplifier into the saddlebag. Start by cleaning the inside of the saddlebag using the provided isopropyl alcohol and activator cleaning cloths. Next, attach the input and output harness to the amplifier. You'll need to reuse the screws that you removed earlier. Once you're done, you can use the provided zip ties to attach the harness to the back side of the amp bracket. Finally, remove the backing tape from the amp bracket and attach it to the inside of the saddlebag. Make sure to center the bracket on both sides and lower the amplifier down until the bottom harness is flush with the saddlebag. Apply even pressure to the amplifier and the saddlebag to properly adhere the amp bracket. All right, we're in the home stretch, so now we're ready to clean up our wiring and install our Bluetooth module. To get started, using the zip ties and zip tie mounts, secure the harness along the edge of the saddlebag. Now, slide the cable retainer clip over the harness and use the T15 Torx to remove the hinge hold-down screw and secure the harness to the saddlebag. Next, clean off a section of the bag lid with isopropyl alcohol and a lint-free cloth. Remove the adhesive strips and secure the Bluetooth module to the bag lid. Now attach the amp cover to the mounting bracket by snapping it into place. Now we'll move over to the clutch side saddlebag and clean up our wiring as well. Use your zip tie and zip tie mounts to secure the harness along the edge of the saddlebag. Once you're done with that, we've included some replacement warning stickers for installation inside. All right, now we're ready to make our battery connections. First, remove the battery top plate using a 1/2-inch socket. To connect the cables, use a 10mm socket to attach the red cable to the positive terminal and the black cable to the negative. Once you're done, resecure the battery top plate in place. Okay, if you're adding front lowers now or in the future, you'll connect the Deutsch pigtail to the lower expansion plug. A diagram is available on the tuning guide downloaded earlier. Now to finish up, we'll go ahead and reattach the seat using a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. Now we're ready to connect our Bluetooth receiver and test the audio. Switch the ignition to accessory and push the button on the Bluetooth module until it begins flashing. On your mobile device, look for RF BTRCA under Bluetooth devices and connect to it. Open your favorite music app and test the audio playback. As you can see, that install is straightforward. Now, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact our technical support. They can be reached Monday through Friday at 1-800-669-9899 or through the bottom of our website at rockfordfosgate.com. I'm Eric, and we'll see you in the next video.